Okay, as we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at the global cues from last night. The Dow actually managed to regain some of the lost ground from the previous two sessions, up 168 points or 0.55%. The S&P gained 26 points or 0.71%, and the Nasdaq was up 121 points, gaining nearly a whole percent. Stock futures were flat on Tuesday night, barely positive. Investors monitored two runoff elections in Georgia that will determine control of the Senate. The S&P 500 could suffer a 10% correction according to some brokerages if Democratic candidates win the runoff elections, according to analysts. Dow futures dipped just around 20 points, but like I said, came back up. So we're flirting with negative territory, but managing to hold our ground. S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures pretty much traded flat. Now, Asia this morning is a bit mixed. Chinese tech giants and regional energy stocks were in focus. Trump has signed an executive order banning transactions of 8 Chinese applications, including WeChat and Alipay. The order is set only to go into effect after Trump leaves office, however. Regional energy stocks surged after Saudi Arabia agreed to production cuts in February and March, and of course crude, we'll talk about it in a bit, but also benefited on the back of this news. So the Nikkei is fractionally dipping into the negative in early trade. The Topix is up partially 0.3%. The Kospi, best performing index in that region, up over 1% this morning and crossed 3,000 for the first time today. And the stocks in Australia slipped, with the S&P ASX 200 down around 0.34%. European stocks closed lower yesterday. Perhaps they'll rebound this afternoon. The stock 600 ended down 0.2% after a very volatile session. Utility stocks fell 1.3%, and of course oil and gas bucked the trend, surging 3.6%. Now, we just spoke about how regional energy stocks in China are doing well, how oil and gas stocks in the European Union are doing well, and how those stocks also do well in the US as well as here domestically. It's all because oil prices are seeing a significant uptick, right? So reports have come in of a crude output compromise between two heavyweights, Saudi Arabia and Russia. What this has done is supported prices because Saudi Arabia has agreed to a 1 million barrel per day cut beginning February, and this will extend into March. And we also know that Iran has been facing some issues with their oil. So WTI went above 50. That's the American benchmark, which has been struggling at 47, 48, crossed 50 for the first time since February. So nearly one whole year before it made a comeback. And then WTI, like I said, so 49.93 is where it closed after going above 50. Finished today 4.85% higher, or $2.31 higher. Brent crude futures also gained $2.50 or 4.9%, and they are sitting now at 53.6. So oil making a real comeback. And then if we look at gold, gold hit a 2-month high yesterday as well, obviously buoyed by a weaker dollar. Spot gold was up 0.4% at $19.50 per ounce, and US gold futures gained 0.3% to $19.52.50 per ounce. So quick look, if we just take a look at the SGX Nifty, we're currently at 14,225, showing a 15-point ebb off from where we closed yesterday. Let's see how the day goes in trade.